Today I am visiting the Dhikala Safari Zone at Jim Corbett. We just took our jeep to the common area from where we can take the canter. Yeah, as you can see, the excitement on our face. So here it is the place where we land and we come and all of us wait for the canter. They have some facilities, cafeterias and other area. You need to do some administrative work related to the papers, and once everything get done, they put us in a canter, which will take us to this whole drive. So here we are waiting for the assignment of a canter and getting the paperwork done.
लोकेशन इस गेट पे होगी। हमारा जो राउंड है 60 से 65 किलोमीटर का राउंड पड़ेगा और पहला स्लॉट हमारा 32 किलोमीटर का स्टार्ट होगा। हम लोग ढिकाला पहुंचेंगे 2 बजे के आसपास। हम लोग ढिकाला पहुंचेंगे और वहाँ पे पहुंचने के बाद वहाँ पे रिफ्रेशिंग टाइम मिलेगा। एक रिफ्रेशिंग वहाँ पर रिफ्रेश हो सकते हैं। वहाँ पे चाय कॉफ़ी मैगी कैंटीन है और प्रॉपर लंच करने के लिए भी वहाँ पे।
So after getting briefed, it's time to start a journey of 31 or 32 kilometer. It takes around 1.5 hours to reach to that area. This whole journey is passing through quite a dense forest, and from my side I can see different type of say the trees and the scenes which comes along the way. I would say the good part of this particular safari zone is that it is the huge one. The only thing is that you need to take a common canter until unless you are staying inside the Dhikala, which is the another process, and you just keep moving and keep watching left and right and wait for some nice sceneries to emerge. So it passes through the rivers. This is the Ram Ganga river which you see passing by. So scenes keeps changing. I shooted a lot of clips and finally selected few to show you the beauty of this particular forest, because if you go to this particular safari, this is what you will do for majority of your time, passing through the jungle in a canter. So may want to enjoy this the beauty of this path. I like these curves as they come in, and it gives me kind of a feeling of getting inside the forest and deep into it. Yeah. So many times the tanker passes through the area where there is a water under your truck, because there are some monsoon rivers which keeps getting water and getting dried up over a period of time. Yeah. So finally, this is the place which they call it Dhikala zone. This has a place to stay as well. People who book in advance can stay here for up to 3 days with the basic amenities, and people who are staying here can also take a jeep safaris, which must be a very rewarding experience. So we were only doing the safari visit, so we are here for a while. So they give you around 40 minutes time to stay here, and majority of my fellow passengers spend that time eating Maggie or looking for something. Since all canters comes together, the Maggie point also gets busy. I decided not to do and not to eat anything and enjoy what all I can explore in this area. And then I spotted the view, which seems to be the main view from this particular place. So I'm approaching towards it. Let's see what comes up. So this is the view. This is the Ram Ganga river. It is a place where the water gets reserved, and the water level keeps changing depending on what period of the year you are visiting here. We visited in the March, so you can see the water level is relatively less. And from my binocular I can spot various types of animals, the group of elephants, group of sambar deers, and group of spotted deers, and they are moving here and there. So this is the place which I feel is gives us a very beautiful feeling of the whole forest. And I feel the visiting Dhikala safari, you mainly visit for this particular view, because spotting animal is by chance, and especially in the moving tanker, it becomes more and more difficult, unlike a jeep safari where you can keep stopping as and when you want. So this was my lunch on that day. A lot of monkeys in this area, so if you think of taking something along with you, be careful. Even a bottle of coke can put you in a danger. So once we pass through, then you pass through a grassland, which is an ideal place for spotting animals. We end up spotting different kind of deers. They say that in this particular area there are 4 types of deer. We saw the spotted deer, the sambar deer, and also the barking deer. So all these things are primarily the attraction, and when people do jeep safari, they end up going into a grassland. So the way you see here, there is no kind of a tree kind of stuff. It's a grassland, and that's the place you end up seeing the different animals, and even end up spotting the tigers if you see them hunting here and there. So grassland seems to be the main attraction for which people travel so far. For me, it was a nice view. Yeah, we end up seeing some animals, but yeah, it has a different beauty. The forest has its own color at a different area, I would say. And watching the Ramganga river from the other side, I was watching it through binocular when I was at that particular view, but from here I am passing through it, and it gives its own feeling. So I think we spent around 30-40 minutes driving in the grassland before we came back to the forest area again. And the type of view you are watching in the video, these views were with us for around half an hour to 40 minutes. Spotting animals walking in a walking tanker, usually difficult, but yeah, that's what we have been doing. So with this tanker, we can get that deep in the jungle without staying there and without doing a lot of administrative work for staying there. But at the same time, tanker keeps moving. So we stopped at place where we end up spotting the spotted deer. We spotted many type of deers, but this is place where canter guide decided to take a break and give us some time to watch the deer. You can see this one getting up. It's not easy to spot anything when you are in a forest over the grassland. During this time of the year, in this area you get lots of elephant. In general, there are also many elephants, but the locals told us that elephant is a migrating animal, and this is the time where a lot of elephant movement happens here because of water and various other reasons. So we end up spotting various groups of these wild elephants, and I was spotting them when I was looking at the view as well. And here you see the baby, mother, and maybe a father, the whole family. Yeah, and beautiful. So we could not find the tiger in our visit, so we could not spot the tiger. And but I feel that there are so many animals, plants, trees, birds, which gives us various experiences than just a tiger. You can see something running here and there. They were like deers, and usually I find like in this particular place the deers and elephants were going together many times. So with a group of elephants I end up seeing some like group of deers also hanging around here and there. So maybe a coincidence, or this is how it operates. This elephant seems to be coming towards us, and maybe a time to go. So this area they call it Sambar Road, where you have a water and the Ramganga and all. So according to these people, that this is the place which is an ideal spot for spotting the tiger, because there is a water, there is an open area, and you know the food of tiger and as well as the tiger both visit this place pretty frequently. Nice birds. So this guy was telling that this is, they call it Sambar Road, and where you may also see a Sambar deer moving here and there. And if someone does a stay-based jeep safari, and if they spend around 6-7 hours on this particular area, they end up spotting the tiger. There is a very high probability of spotting the tiger. So we stayed here for a while watching the whole beauty of it. The place itself is very beautiful, you know, we can sense the environment, and wait for a tiger. Sometime we may get it. For us, we just waited, saw some beauty and moved. Now while returning, we saw this elephant, and I was wondering what this guy is doing, and it was a little confusion. He's trying to do something. I thought he may have some problem in his teeth and he's trying to do something, or maybe trying to uproot this particular plant. And let's see what happens. He seems to be eating something and doing something along the way. Then he came into action properly and started digging using his teeth, I guess, and then started throwing the sand, and he's taking mud bath. So he's creating the mud and sand and getting ready for the mud bath. So when people were saying, you know, elephant takes mud bath, I was saying, okay, they might be making some statement, but this is the reality. This is what they need. This time in the year, they have some hormones and heats which requires their skin to take a mud bath. So they know how to do it. This guy will dig some sand and finally will take a mud bath and enjoy the scene. Maybe he got disturbed by seeing all of us waiting for him and decided to postpone the plan for mud bath for a while, but take something in between. And see, now he comes into the action again. Beautiful. So I think elephants are the beauty of this particular area of Jim Corbett. Now he got his mud ready. So time to go. Looks like we all were disturbing him a lot. So finally it's time to go for us as well. It was a long, interesting, tiring day. It took around five and a half hours. But yeah, overall a nice experience visiting this particular zone.